Hi, I'm Elaine, the Heart Healthy Cooking Lady. This is the third in my series about vegetables. The first two were about asparagus. Today I'm going to show you 3 delicious ways to make Brussels sprouts. But before I get going on really how to make the Brussels sprouts, I want to show you this great book. This is called Vegetable Literacy. It is by Deborah Madison. I've been getting a lot of the information about vegetables from this book. The recipes she has in it are like a step up from what I'm showing you now. So if you want to go into a little fancier way to make Brussels sprouts, this is really a very good book. So Brussels sprouts were cultivated by the Romans, and they were also grown in Belgium in the 1200s. The French took them to Louisiana in the late 1700s, and Thomas Jefferson grew them in his garden. So Brussels sprouts are full of vitamins A, C, and K. They're low in calorie. They have lots of nice fiber. They're really a very nice vegetable. The most low-calorie way to have Brussels sprouts is steamed. So what you're going to have to do is take the end off the Brussels sprouts and remove leaves that are really kind of loose and maybe look a little wilty. And once again, I'm going to cut the end off, take off the outer leaves that maybe are a little bit dry looking. That looks good. And then we're going to take these over to the steamer. I showed that last week, same one, when I did asparagus. I'm going to get the water boiling. This one has been already heating. Put the Brussels sprouts in. Cover them up, and we're going to cook them for 6 minutes. The Brussels sprouts are a lot denser than the asparagus, so they're going to take a while to steam. So we'll come back in about 6 minutes and check and see how well done these are. Okay, it's been 6 minutes. I'm going to test these now. Let's see. Oh yes, see, this is the way that I like them. So what I'm going to do is turn off the heat and take these out of the pan and put them in the bowl. And if I want to have a little bit of salt on these, that's fine. I want to show you, this is a 1/16 of a teaspoon of salt. That's really kind of a lot to be pouring all on those, but you know, this has only 75 milligrams of sodium in it. So if you really do need to have the salt on your vegetables, please feel free. That is not that bad. And even if you want to add a little bit of butter, that's okay too. A teaspoon of butter has only 30 calories and 3 grams of saturated fat. You wouldn't want to have a stick of butter every day. That would not be good. But a little bit on something that you really need to have the richness, as long as you're very careful with it, it's okay in a heart-healthy diet as far as I'm concerned. So these are a little bit too hot to be tasting right now. I'm going to let them cool down for a minute or so. Okay, let's give this a shot here. I really... If you like the taste of cabbage, you're really going to like this. This is a more delicate taste, though. Very good. So, the next way I'm going to show you how to make Brussels sprouts is roasting them. If you are going to roast Brussels sprouts, it is best to cut them in half because they really are kind of dense. And it will take too long to cook, to roast, and they'll be burned on the outside and not done on the inside. So what you're going to do is take the end off, remove those leaves that look like they are not all that swift, and cut them in half from the top to the bottom. Once again, you're going to cut the bottom off, remove any wilted looking or funny looking leaves. Cut it in half from the top to the bottom. And then you are going to put them into a roasting pan or baking dish that you've already sprayed with cooking spray. I've done that here. They need to be in a single layer. If there are loose leaves, that's okay. Get them in a single layer. And then put them in a preheated 400-degree oven. I already have that going. And these need to bake for 20 minutes. I will see you in 20 minutes. Okay, so while the Brussels sprouts are cooking, they've been in there for about 10 minutes now, we are going to make the dressing in a bowl that's big enough to hold the roasted Brussels sprouts, because you're going to toss them in this dressing. So this dressing is going to have a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar, a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 2 teaspoons of olive oil, 1, 2, 1 medium clove of garlic. I use this minced stuff. I know I've shown you this before. It's just so much easier than trying to deal with the garlic clove. And there's a clove's worth. And you also are going to need to have a half teaspoon of brown sugar. And some black pepper. About a 1/4 teaspoon's worth. That looks good. And you are going to whisk it up. And it has a lovely color. It's nice and dark, rich looking because of the dark balsamic vinegar that I have in here and the brown sugar. So there you go. Easy as pie. Or easy as roasted Brussels sprouts. So when the roasted Brussels sprouts are done roasting, I am going to put them into the bowl and you can see what they look like. See you later. Okay, let's take these out. Ooh, nice. All right. I always like to test just to make sure. Yes, these are nice. You don't want to have them like so soft that they're mushy. So we're going to take these and put them into the bowl. And toss them around. And here you have this wonderful Brussels sprouts in this great dressing. It's really very tasty. What's nice about this is that you can serve this warm or cold. We've eaten it both ways. It's really a very tasty dish. Okay, so this is really very good. Oh, Paris likes it too. I know. Paris was in the asparagus videos too. Here, sweetheart, do you want one? Oh, yes, she says. Oh, those are good. Okay, let me see if it's as good as it usually is. It is. Very good. Oh, gonna have some good eating tonight. I have to tell you that this is actually out of a book that we really enjoy called the American Heart Association's Low Fat, Low Cholesterol Cookbook. This is the 4th edition. Sometimes I make the recipe and then I kind of, I don't know, just kind of, alter it a little bit for my taste, but this is one that has been good right from the get-go. It's a very good book to have, very good recipe. The last way I am going to show you how to make the Brussels sprouts is sautéing them. Brussels sprouts work very well with mustardy tasting foods, which is why the salad is so good, the roasted Brussels sprout salad. That also works well with smoked food. So for that reason, we are going to make this with bacon. I'm going to put the bacon in a non-stick pan, only one slice, and cook it up until it is nice and crisp. And drain it on a paper towel. Okay, so while the bacon is cooking, I'm going to show you how to slice the Brussels sprouts. This is about the only time I don't take the end off because it makes a nice little handle for slicing. You still want to take off the leaves that are kind of loose and hanging out there. And then you just slice them, holding on the end like a little handle. You can just slice them like this. It's best to have all of your Brussels sprouts sliced and ready to go when you start your bacon. But I just wanted to show you this time this way. Take off those funny outer leaves. Hold it by the little end there. Just slice. There you go. This is about 2 cups, a little more than 2 cups of sliced Brussels sprouts. The same thing with the roasted Brussels sprouts. It's about 2 cups. So I'm going to check on my bacon. See how it's doing. Oh, looking good. You can see it's pretty much near done. Oh, that's great. Okay. A little bit more there. Make sure it's nice and crispy. Yes, that's done. Okay, I'm going to put this on the paper toweling. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour off a lot of the bacon fat, not all of it because you want a little bit of it, but we want to save the little brown fleckies that are at the bottom of the pan full of all kinds of nice taste. Oh, that's good. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to pour in the sliced Brussels sprouts and stir them around. Yep, that's going to do some good stuff. And turn down the heat and cover them up. I have this on a medium-low heat, and we're going to come back and check it in about 6 minutes. Okay, these are almost done. I have stirred them around a couple times in the meantime, and you'll see they have this lovely brown color to them. They're supposed to look like that. These are going to be very, very good. So before they're done, or I'm going to break up the bacon that we had draining over here. It's cool enough to handle now. You don't want to have any of the pieces, though, that are like all fat or mostly fat. See, and here's one that I'm going to give to Paris. Here, Paris, want this? Whoops, on the floor. Oh, well. So, these are done now. I'm going to add the bacon pieces and 1 tablespoon of honey. And just drizzle that around. The honey kind of counteracts the Brussels sprouts. The smokiness comes from the bacon, and then there's a little bit of sweetness from the honey. You stir that around. I just turned off the heat because we don't really need to have it cook anymore. Stir that around. Very, very good. I'm going to put this in the serving dish. This once again is 2 cups of Brussels sprouts. This is 2 servings. Very nice. This is so good. Thank goodness we like Brussels sprouts, huh, Paris? Oh, very good. Very nice. Okay, she says, oh, let me try some of that. Oh, this is very good. Yep. Oh, this comes out tasting very, very good. A little bit of sweetness there. What's up? Suppose it's not really all that great a recommendation that the dog likes it because, you know, dogs like just about anything. But it really is very good. This is very tasty. So I've shown you how to make Brussels sprouts 3 ways. The steamed is the least calorie-laden way. It has only 80 calories a serving in there if you don't put any butter on it or olive oil. The roasted vegetables are the next least calorie-laden. That's 125 calories per serving. Remember, these are each 2 servings. And there are 4 grams of protein and 184 grams of sodium. And last but not least, the sautéed Brussels sprouts, because they have the bacon and the honey, are a little bit more calorie rich. They're 145 calories a serving, but the taste is well worth it. And there's 5 grams of total fat, only 2 of which are saturated from the bacon, and there's 130 milligrams of sodium. These really are very heart-healthy cooking, and I am so glad I had the chance to share them with you. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Healthy Cooking Elaine, because that way you won't miss the next of my videos, which is going to be about broccoli. So in the meantime, please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Healthy Cooking Elaine, and here's to healthy cooking.